Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR. Today, it's finally Friday, January 28th, 2022. The man they call Meathead and Matthew Thomas. Matthew, we've got a jam-packed show today to finish off the week. We got the Royal Rumble tomorrow night. We're going to get right into it. Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning. A jam-packed pay-per-view this weekend, huh?
Jam-packed. Jam-packed. Pack. Hey, sponsor real quick so we can get off with the news.
Collar and Elbow brand apparel available exclusively at collarandelbowbrand.com. Enter promo code LindaK to save yourself 10% off of your order. collarandelbowbrand.com.
Nice. All right, let's get into the news real quick. We've got a lot of news for the weekend. First off, Miz and MJF back and forth on the Twitter machine, and it's all positive. You know, MJF was the subject of obviously the CM Punk promos back and forth. And Miz goes, look, I don't think he wants to be the Miz, to be honest. I don't think any superstar, no matter what company you're in, wants to be the next this person. They want to be an original. There's comparisons. Miz says that, for a while he was Jericho. For a while he was Ric Flair. He just wants to be the first Miz. MJF, out of character, saying, look, Miz is one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. I look forward to possibly meeting up with him down the road.
Very nice to hear, and I think that it means a lot too, in the fact that I think Miz is one of those people who oftentimes does not get the recognition that he deserves. So glad that if MJF's going to break the going to kind of lower the curtain a little bit, it's good to see him with the positive call out of the Miz.
Yeah. WWE and Disney are now in cahoots with each other. They're now working with each other, but what they're working on is getting the WWE network available in Indonesia.
Well, if you and I are ever in Indonesia, man, it's nice to know we got one more place where we don't have to miss out on any WWE action.
Fair enough. Hey, Renee Paquette, she's got that show that she does on SiriusXM. There's a lot of talk, obviously, with the Forbidden Door swinging wildly like a 1800s saloon door. Wah, 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 wah. Where it opens and it swings back and forth, and it's only like a half door that only covers like your midsection.
That's one of those places where you can go in and get whiskey, and there's a brothel in the back room, and you can stay upstairs, right? Gamble.
Yeah, it's where you get whiskey
hall.
And it smokes when it hits the bar.
Yeah. Those are the best kinds, and there's always the player piano in the corner.
Yeah, my favorite scene, Matthew. You still haven't seen this. You have to see A Million Ways to Die in the West. One of my favorite scenes that they're in the bar because there's always bar fights and people always die in bar fights. Seth MacFarlane and Giovanna Ribisi, they have a pre-stage style fight. Oh, now we're fighting over here. Everything's okay. Don't fight with us. And it's just they have it mapped out already.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's how they survive.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a worked bar fight.
But she mentioned more so about what's going on with that Forbidden Door. And, there was talk that the Iconics or the Inspiration were going to walk back through the Forbidden Door and show up at the Rumble tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd heard that, but then I heard it was initially quelled by the Inspiration. It was kind of a thanks but no thanks, but that invitation was out there. So I don't know. They could be working us. Who knows?
Does that mean that WWE is only working with Impact Wrestling?
It's very possible. I think that I don't think we're seeing any AEW talent in the Rumble. I think that Impact and then also the potential of some ROH talent. I think those are the two that we're most likely going to see. Now, I tell you somebody that you would need to extend that door to, just newly signed AEW talent. But if you could have a man who was seen in a cameo a couple of nights ago on Dynamite holding onto a chair during that lights out match, that would make everybody so happy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I think if they were to even kind of cross the AEW landscape, it would be with something like that. I don't think they would do Orange Cassidy, but I think Dan Housen would be about the biggest leap they'd make.
The thought is that WWE just doesn't play well with others.
Yeah.
I mean, they think they're the big number one company in the world, and rightfully so, right? I mean, they are the conglomerate. They are the juggernaut, the international juggernaut. But, at some point when they start playing well with others, don't they realize it'll just be better for business? I mean, that's just me.
No, I think we're in a new era. We're in a new era where, honestly, Meathead, that is becoming more of the the norm than the exception with all the other companies now. It's really strange to say, but WWE is really the only person that seems to kind of be doing that. But I mean, they're not really doing that. My goodness, the Impact Women's Champion is in the Rumble. That's a huge
Not just
step
in the
forward.
Rumble, referred to as Impact Wrestling's Knockouts Champion, Mickie James.
No, that's absolutely a huge step forward.
To have an announcer from another company announce Impact, like I said, very specifically, Pat McAfee of WWE said the Impact Wrestling Knockouts Champion, Mickie James. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So,
no, and I think they made the right call by announcing it ahead of time because, it would have been it would have been a heck of a surprise, but it's got us talking. It's got us basically advertising the pay-per-view, and it's opening up speculation of who else do they have.
And it's also opening up really a nice rub for Impact Wrestling because they get to mention, hey, I'm going to be at WrestleMania. I'm going to be at the Royal Rumble. I'm still your Impact champion. I'm going to the Royal Rumble. What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, and I do want to say we talked kind of a little bit about the ROH relationship with Ring of Honor, but my goodness, ROH getting a nice little sampler package displayed on Impact the last couple of weeks. I've become more versed with the ROH rules now. Very interesting. I think it's called Pure Wrestling or Pure Wrestling Rules or whatever. But man, a very, very interesting setup. I think you're given 3 rope breaks per match. And you've got you're allowed one closed fist. The second closed fist disqualifies you. And last week on Impact, you actually saw an ROH match end with a submission into the ropes, basically using the ropes as leverage for a pinning combination and a submission. So you're seeing some interesting little psychology there and interesting situations that you don't normally get in a standard wrestling match.
It's nice to see Ring of Honor surviving with the help of the other companies.
With that,
let's talk WWE. It's their weekend, Matthew. Tomorrow night, we are going to have the Royal Rumble live from St. Louis. I don't know that the show is sold out, but it's in the Dome at America Center, and it's time. Let's talk about the matches. Let's talk about the big 2 Royal Rumbles. First off, WWE Champion Brock Lesnar taking on Bobby Lashley. Does this match open the show?
I think you have to have both title matches on before the actual Rumble proper. It's very, very possible.
Rumbles.
That's right. I think this opens the show.
Okay. Winner. Pick one.
I am calling Bobby Lashley with a victory over Brock Lesnar here, and then I will get around to what the night holds for Brock a little bit later.
Okay, I smell what you're cooking. I'm picking up what you're laying down. Universal Champion Roman Reigns and Seth frickin' Rollins with the Usos barred from ringside. Where does this match land?
There's a lot of people talking. This could be Seth Rollins' night, and I think that is a strong possibility.
That would be great because you know what that means, Matthew. You and I go head-to-head with title wins.
Oh, yeah, we would. But I don't think that's the case. I think Roman retains here.
Okay. I think Seth frickin' Rollins wins, and I think that Brock Lesnar retains, therefore not giving you any title wins and giving me a title win. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of steam behind Seth frickin' Rollins. So Roman Reigns doesn't need a belt to battle Brock Lesnar. He doesn't need a belt to battle The Rock.
No.
It's okay for Roman Reigns to drop this belt.
Yeah, it is. I think ultimately we're trying to get to Roman Brock at Mania. I mean, that's not my ideal match at Mania, but it seems like that has been the way all of this has been headed the whole time. So I think
day one obviously threw a wrench in the plans to get there because Roman was not medically cleared. Yeah,
without a doubt.
The Grit couple and the Id couple, Edge and Beth Phoenix, taking on Miz and Maurice. This has got to open. This possibly, to be completely honest, might be pre-show.
Yeah. It could be.
Should be pre-show, but on a night with 2 Rumbles and 2 title matches,
I think the feel good story continues here. I think Edge and Beth with a victory here.
The Raw Women's Championship is on the line for Becky Lynch taking on Doudrop. Mountain Doudrop getting a title shot.
Yeah, no way Becky Lynch is dropping the Doudrop. Becky Lynch retains.
Mark the tape, folks. I think Becky Lynch wins and retains as well. Okay, Matthew, we're going to do the women's first. The SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair, will be in the Women's Royal Rumble. If she wins it, she'll pick her own opponent.
Yeah, that's a very similar story to what we had with Brock a few years back.
Well, Brock said he wasn't going to pick anybody. He was just going to leave.
Yeah. Man, I don't see this necessarily working that well there. Okay. I know there's been a lot of talk about Rousey. I don't think Rousey has to win the Rumble. I don't think Rousey just appearing sets up a WrestleMania match, whether that be with Becky, whether that be with Charlotte. You've got to really look at the Rumble as a way to get somebody somewhere. In WWE, it's not AEW where you're going by rankings. Somebody can basically literally just walk in the door and say, I want to wrestle you, and it gets done. So you don't have to, kind of jump on that. I'm going to put something out here, and not just because she's a member of Team Nelson Mandela, but she's somebody that's kind of forgotten about right now that got really close, that needs a shot in the arm. Okay?
Oh, I'm looking at her right now in the picture I'm using as a reference.
Yeah.
Let it be my girl.
And you got to look at how people have been built recently, the strength of wins they've had. I'm going to call for a potential upset here with Rhea Ripley being your 2022 Women's Royal Rumble winner.
You're saying it's time for her brutality.
It is time for her brutality. It's time to hit the refresh button. She got
I don't
so
think
close
it's gonna happen,
last year.
But
yeah.
Okay.
What say you, Meathead?
Well, let's run down who's in it so far and confirm. Okay. We have 21 of a possible 30 acknowledged. We've got Nikki ASH. We've got Naomi. We've got Dana Brooke, Charlotte, Bianca, Liv, Rhea, Natalia, Shotzi, Aaliyah, Summer Rae, Kelly, the Bellas, Shayna, Carmella, Queen Zelina, Tamina, Lita, Mickie James, and Kelly. That leaves us 9 left. I called it out this week. We've talked about it, and the steam is really behind it. I believe Ronda Rousey does appear in the Rumble match. I don't know if she's winning it, but I know she appears.
Yeah.
I
think she's there. I'm not convinced whether she's in the Rumble or not. I'm convinced she's there.
I think that we need some NXT talent in there. Give me 2 or 3 from NXT. We both agree that we would love Raquel Gonzalez to be in the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, I think this is a really good spot. I mean, give me all of Toxic Attraction in there.
All of Toxic Attraction. All right, so that's 4 of 9 right there. Yep. If you do 3 Toxic Attraction and Raquel Gonzalez, maybe a Dakota Kai as well.
Yeah. No, I think you can definitely, highlight some NXT talent there.
Any other?
You can also put the woman in there who's like always sleeps, who has her, her water bottle and her.
No.
Yeah, you could do that.
No.
I would not mind seeing Medusa in there.
Ooh. What about a Tori Wilson?
Yeah, that would not be a shock.
Molly Holly.
Yeah, I think it's very doable. Mm-hmm.
All right, Matthew, I said before the show, I also want to know who's going to get the most eliminations, who's going to get the big spots, and who's going to win. I think the most eliminations is going to go to Bianca. I think she's going to start powerlifting people, but I don't think she's winning.
You know what would be
this match as well?
What would be really interesting with the whole tear that Natalya has been on with her world records and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Natalya set some kind of record, whether it be she might be the quickest elimination or something, but and it would make me feel good if that power spot went to Natalya here. Don't think it will, but I see her whole world record thing coming into play.
Okay. I think Sonya Deville shows up in this match and has her issues with Naomi a little bit more, depending on what happens tonight in their SmackDown match, because they're going to be wrestling allegedly. So, maybe that carries over into the Rumble. I think, like I said, the eliminations will go to Naomi. I think the longest surviving talent could end up going to somebody like a Liv Morgan, or possibly possibly you can get somebody like a Charlotte Flair outlasting everybody, but not winning it at the end.
Yeah.
But the winner of the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble, I know you called Rhea Ripley. I am calling it right now. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Lita. She comes in at 30 and wins it.
Yeah, I would not mind that one bit, man.
That sets up Lita and Charlotte WrestleMania.
And here's the other option too. And I know that people think that just the announcement's enough, but WWE is a competitive company. They are. If you can do this, I can do this better. And not putting too many eggs in this.
I can do better.
Or if you've got a forbidden door, I can open my forbidden door wider. And
I've seen that movie.
under that token, at a fantasy booking moment, how cool would it be if Mickie James won?
Wow. I mean, keep that forbidden door open.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I mean, how big of a shot across the bow would that be to AEW saying, oh, you like having people kind of come and go from both companies? That's going to be a WrestleMania match.
You can use Impact Wrestling. I'll use Impact Wrestling, and I'll do it better than you. And
I don't think it's completely out of the question.
Okay. Are you good on the women's? Can we move up to the men's?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay, let me read them off. Jackass Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, Austin Theory, Otis, Chad Gable, The Street Profits, Kofi, Madcap Moss, Happy Corbin, Sheamus, Damian Priest, Big E, Riddle, and Randy Orton. The Dirty Dogs of Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, and Omis. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. That leaves 8 TBAs.
Yeah.
Give me some TBAs.
Who do we see?
I don't see any legends in here.
Yeah.
Except for, Johnny Knoxville's not a legend, but he's the only outside the current roster talent that's in this match. So who are the legends that show up? I think we agreed, and we've talked about it for a couple weeks. Corey Graves.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, it would not blow my mind if we saw Graves go in and then seated next to him, McAfee go in.
Okay. I don't hate it. I don't want to see him win, but I don't hate it.
I think that's a possibility. Let me go back to the women's for just a second. Sure. A name that we have not thrown out there that sounds like she's ready to go, that's not outside the realm of possibility, would be Paige.
Okay. Paige would be a shocker. I don't know that she's on the best of terms with the company, but I don't see why she wouldn't be. So.
Yeah, just another. I will say this: if we get any Impact champion crossing companies, I mean, I could see if there's any Impact talent in the Rumble, I could see Moose being in there. I don't think they're going to do it. I think that'd be a little bit too much with having your women's champion and your men's champion, but it's a possibility.
Matt Cardona has said he's been very clear on this. He would never say no to coming into the Rumble, but if they told him he couldn't do his podcast, he'd tell him thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
Because that was really, Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, woo, it, put himself over, created his following on the internet, and WWE wanted nothing to do with it because they didn't make it. Yeah. So now Matt Cardona, is literally out there making his name and really getting himself over everywhere else. They brought him back in. He could be Zack Ryder. He could be Matt Cardona. But if they start telling him what to do, he's going to go, no, I don't think so, player. Yeah. I'm out of here.
Yeah, don't see him there. I don't see Nick Gage in the Rumble either. I don't think that's a possibility.
There's not enough pizza cutters in a Royal Rumble for me.
No. Hey, Nash just did a little shot for GCW. X-Pac just did a little shot for GCW.
And X-Pac looks cut too. Nash has always looked good.
Yeah. So I think those two could be possibilities. Now I'm going into where I said I wasn't going to go with the realm of AEW talent. And I know I said Dan Hughes, and if they were going to get anybody in AEW, here's something else just with this free-flowing conversation that we're having here that could be possible, that I think they would do it because it would be a freaking wonderful opportunity for the kids. How about not one, not two, but three? How about the whole Gun Club in the Rumble?
Well, there is a TV show on right now that it features one of the gun clubs on USA.
So you never say never, or you're going to love this, man. You're going to love this. How about not John Cena, but Peacemaker enters the Rumble?
Oh, I would pop. That would make my night. I don't care if I win any fantasy points. I don't care if I win any, any cash and any Rumble pools I'm in. Dude, if the Peacemaker comes in and he starts shooting at butterflies,
yeah,
I'm done.
And it's just an asinine elimination. Like he's trying to put his he's trying to draw his war or his peace stub on his gun or something. Like I think the possibility's there.
I'm telling you, as he's walking out, the crowd should be bowing at him at that point because that would be absolutely tremendous.
Don't say you didn't hear it here first.
All right. We've talked about our possibilities. Now let's talk about the spots in the match. Most eliminations. Who do you got?
Amos. Why can't I say his name? Omos.
Okay. Omos is not wrong. I'm happy if they give that to somebody like an Otis.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who lasts the longest?
I think you're going to have Omos as well. I think it's going to be a big night for him.
Okay with AJ Styles.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
Okay. I know we didn't do it on the women's side, but we're going to do it on the men's side here. The final 6 or final 4, whatever amount they go, where they stop and look at each other, acknowledge them, call them out.
Here's what I'm seeing, not just because it's loaded on Team Nelson Mandela, but I'm picturing AJ, Omos, RK Bro, so Riddle and Orton, Brock Lesnar.
Wait a minute. Pump the brakes. Go.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar, who's entered the Rumble after losing his title to Bobby Lashley.
So he's knocking somebody over the head and taking their spot.
Oh, he's in one of the vacant spots, one of the open ones. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's how it's.
Remember, he took it from R-Truth one year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or no, Tamina took it from R-Truth.
That's how that's gonna happen. And then who else? That's like 5 people. Maybe that's the top 5. Go ahead and throw Rollins. That's my top 5. If you want to go top 6,
go ahead and throw
Rollins in there. You can put Rollins in there after he does.
You think Rollins is going to the Rumble too?
Yeah. That's I've got it all figured out.
All right, my final 5. Damn it, I agree. Brock Lesnar is probably going to be in the Rumble if he loses the match. However, he's not winning the Rumble. Secondly, Omos is going to be in there. I feel that eliminations and making it to the final 5 is enough of a bump for him. I don't see him winning this thing. Give me Big E at the end too.
Yeah.
And I like the thought of RK Bro in there, but if Randy Orton gets eliminated and it's Riddle by himself, I like Scrappy Riddle. I'm ready to predict a winner.
Go for it.
The team they call Meatheads is ready to call the winner of the Royal Rumble for 2022. Your winner of the match is TBA. The winner is not listed. Yet, huh? It is a surprise entrant. Whoever's the surprise entrant is the winner.
Okay. I don't hate it. Hey, if you get me, I mean, everybody's seemingly ridden out Rock in Roman. I mean, if you can surprise me and make
put the
that
Rock
happen,
in the match,
man, yeah, I'd gladly have that.
Oh, the place would just go bonkers. Dude, I want Peacemaker. Oh my God, I want Peacemaker. Folks, if you haven't watched this yet, I cannot believe how much I love that show. It is so stupid. I love it. All right, Matthew, call it.
The Rumble winner. Oh, I thought I already did. Did I not? Oh, I guess I haven't. Brock Lesnar's winning the Rumble.
Okay. All right.
And here's let's go with my thought process here. I think Bobby beating Brock means more for Bobby's career.
Oh, absolutely.
Than Bobby losing to Brock and Bobby winning the Rumble.
Oh,
I think,
absolutely.
and here's the thing, man. Like,
it's a delayed gratification type
yeah,
deal. He needs the
if
gratification right away.
if you look at what they've been doing on Raw the last couple of weeks, and I don't think they've been doing it well, because you're trying to have this very, very likable Brock Lesnar who has the mic now and fans love. You're trying to kind of still cast him as a heel against Lashley in this feud, and people are just not ready to boo Brock as of yet. The first week they started at Meathead was like in Philadelphia. Is Paul Heyman's guy going to get freaking booed in Philadelphia, when you're trying to turn him? No. So I don't think the way they've rolled it out has been that great. But the whole thing with this whole Bobby Who thing, they're trying to tell the story that he's, and if Bobby doesn't go over here, then I don't think it's been a very good job of booking, because Lesnar, who is coming across as likable in most instances, is kind of burying Lashley on the mic.
Kind of.
Talking.
No. Kind of. He's been beating his ass.
He's a lot burying him, and so
Bobby is standing there looking like a punk.
And so I think Lashley needs to surprise people, and they need to play the story of, this person who's underestimated. And Lashley pulled out this isn't a prediction, it's a spoiler line. And I think if you go back and you historically listen to that,
listen to all the spoilers, and then all the spoilers are true.
The times that it's been said, typically by Heyman, it typically comes to be. So I think that's what's going to happen. And then we get Cowboy or Farmer Brock back to win the Rumble, and everybody's happy.
Okay. Well, folks, we've laid it out for them to play it out. It is time to end this program and end our week. We will have full Royal Rumble recap Monday morning with Linda Kay. Matthew, I'm ready to watch. Plus, again, the PWR Fantasy Draft, the roster's lock at the conclusion of the Royal Rumble Saturday night. Matthew, you got your moves set and go?
Oh, I'm good, man. I am locked, loaded, and ready.
Linda Kay, I know you're listening. Make sure your rosters are locked. Think about the next, 3 months until we get to WrestleMania. Time to lock them rosters, because after Meathead won last year, it's just not fair for you guys to not have a chance. I want you to have a chance. I'm telling you, lock them in.
We shall see. We shall see what happens. I think it's going to be a completely different picture in the PWR draft after the Rumble.
Fair enough. For Linda Kay, for Matthew Thomas, the man they call Meathead, thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you Monday morning with everything Royal Rumble. So long, everyone.